Good morning. So now some atheists do not like Watchtower's portrayal of a paradise earth, and they raise several objections to this. First of all, they say that the word paradise is not in the Greek scriptures that much, and then they feel that the pictures that Watchtower depicts this paradise are unrealistic, with pandas all over the place. Now, I must admit that if there is one thing that would put me off paradise, it's David Splain stating, if you are assigned to live in a city, that's where you're going to live, and you will learn to love it. We will we? I wish, David Splain, that you would read the scriptures before you come out with these ideas, which are obviously out of your own head, without coming out of your view that you are going to rule the world and there's going to be a rule of law. Now, let's have a look at another objection that atheists come up with, and it's the restoration prophecies in Isaiah about the deserts blossoming as the rose, that the lame will walk, the blind will see, everything will be wonderful. And sure enough, when the Israelites came back from Babylon, some of these restoration prophecies did apply. There was a new heaven. The Jews no longer ruled themselves. They were under Persian dominion for a long time. Then they came under the Greek rule, which they rebelled against successfully. They then set up their own kingship. This was from sectors of the scribes and Pharisees, but there was a weak rulership, so the Romans took advantage of this and set up their own rule. There was a new earth in that never again did the Israelites worship idols. They got rid of false worship completely, so conditions were a lot better for Israelites, apart from the rule of law by the scribes and Pharisees. And of course, when Jesus came along, he did fulfill the prophecies of there being the lame walking, the blind seeing, and all illnesses being got rid of. Now, we know that the Isaiah prophecies were not completely due to the restoration prophecies. In Isaiah chapter 53, and we can read here in verses 4 and 5 that Jesus, the Messiah, prophesied, ours were the sufferings he bore, ours the sorrows he carried. He was struck by God and brought low, yet he was pierced for our faults, crushed for our sins. On him lies a punishment that brings us peace, and through his wounds we are healed. So obviously this has more to do than with the Jews coming back from Babylon. This is to do with Jesus dying, getting rid of the cause of illnesses, that is our sins. Jesus was going to die to atone for our sins. So this prophecy goes way into the future. Now we can also look at the Greek scriptures. We have Matthew chapter 5, where Jesus said this, happy are the gentle, they shall have the earth for their heritage. 2 Peter 3 talks about the promise that God had made for a new heavens and a new earth, and in these righteousness was to dwell. And we were simply waiting for what was promised. 2 Peter 3:13. In Revelation 21, it talks about a new heavens and a new earth, about the new Jerusalem coming down out of heaven, and God was going to be with mankind on the earth, and he was going to wipe away all sorrow from this planet. And then there's an interesting verse in Revelation 5 and verse 10, and it talks about the ones who were bought by Jesus Christ. It says in verse 9 and 10 of chapter 5, you were sacrificed, that's Jesus, and with your blood you bought men for God, And verse 10, you made them a line of kings and priests to serve our God and to rule the world. Some translations state, rule the earth. We can be absolutely assured that there is going to be a better earth, a new earth. It will be a paradise. This earth is a paradise now, apart from the problems that we humans have put on it. So be assured we will see the end of all our illnesses, all our troubles. It is going to come. We can be certain of this. And I hope this has uplifted you a little bit this morning. But thank you so much for listening, and take care, and God bless everybody.